Published in 1986 as a sequel to her acclaimed debut, Love Medicine, Louise Erdrich's The Beet Queen is part of a series that delves into the challenges confronting Indigenous Americans, particularly those residing in Minnesota and North Dakota. Despite its predominantly non-Indigenous cast, the series intricately weaves characters and narratives across its 4 novels, namely Tracks and The Bingo Palace, to form a rich tapestry of interconnected stories. Through her Pulitzer Prize and National Book Award-winning prose, Erdrich illuminates the trials and triumphs of a diverse ensemble, relying on one another for solace and survival. The tale begins in 1932 as siblings Mary and Karl Adare, orphaned by their father's death and mother's abandonment, arrive in Argus, North Dakota. Their arrival, ironically, coincides with a charity picnic aimed at aiding orphans, symbolizing their sudden plight. Seeking refuge with their Aunt Fritzie Kozka, who runs a butcher shop with her husband Pete, the siblings embark on divergent paths into adulthood. While Mary assumes responsibility for the family business and roots herself in Argus, Karl embraces a nomadic existence as a traveling salesman, shunning stability and companionship. Mary's steadfastness contrasts sharply with her cousin Sita's restlessness, who struggles to accept Mary's newfound prominence in the family. Seeing Mary as a surrogate mother akin to Aunt Fritzie, Sita's resentment grows, fueled further by Mary's close bond with Celestine James, once Sita's closest confidant, a relationship built on Sita's possessive hold over Celestine. As tensions escalate, the complex dynamics within the family become increasingly strained, reflecting broader themes of identity, belonging, and the ties that bind. Throughout her life, Sita endeavors to outshine Mary, her cousin. Moving to Fargo to pursue a career in modeling, Sita's allure eclipses Mary's, leading to her eventual return to Argus for marriage. Establishing a high-end French restaurant, she intentionally avoids sourcing from Mary's shop, showcasing her rivalry. Subsequently marrying a successful yet emotionally distant state health inspector, Sita's psychological fragility gradually deteriorates. She loses touch with reality, experiences brief institutionalization, and battles pill addiction, compounded by her estrangement from the Catholic Church. Her delusions adopt a religious undertone, laden with notions of judgment and penance. Haunted by suppressed guilt, especially concerning Mary, Sita's actions reflect a complex web of deceit and resentment. She withholds Mary's brother's whereabouts, keeps Mary's inheritance, and relies on her cousin's aid without gratitude. Sita's life becomes a tragic narrative of unfulfilled ambitions and a turbulent relationship with Mary, culminating in her eventual suicide after a prolonged decline. Meanwhile, Mary and Celestine navigate the shifting landscape of Argus, running the butcher shop together. Their relationship evolves into a volatile intimacy over the years, while the town undergoes transformations. Karl briefly returns to town, engaging in a passionate affair with Celestine despite his usual inclination towards men, resulting in Celestine's pregnancy. Their daughter, Rolette, is named after Wallace Pfeff, a local figure instrumental in bringing sugar beet fields to Argus. Prior to his affair with Celestine, Karl and Wallace had a liaison at an agricultural convention in Minneapolis, adding layers to the interconnected lives in the small town. The encounter between Karl and Wallace sparks Wallace's vision for developing beet fields in Argus, transforming dirt roads into bustling thoroughfares. Rolette, affectionately nicknamed Dot by a jealous Mary, becomes the focal point of various characters' lives in different capacities. Karl's absence as a father shapes Dot's emotional growth, while Mary assumes the role of a fiercely protective aunt, sometimes indulging Dot's mischievous tendencies. Celestine emerges as a devoted mother, warding off Mary's interference, while Wallace endeavors to fill the void as a surrogate father, often overeager to win Dot's affection. Dot herself evolves from a challenging child to an even more difficult teenager throughout the narrative. She exhibits demanding, angry, and sullen behavior, having been both overindulged and underdisciplined. Despite her flaws, she possesses a bright, inventive spirit and an unapologetic authenticity, qualities admired by Wallace. Motivated by his desire to see her thrive, Wallace orchestrates the annual Beet Festival, complete with parades and fairs, culminating in the coronation of the Beet Queen. Despite objections due to a ruinous drought, Wallace persists, determined to bolster Dot's self-confidence. In an effort to ensure Dot's victory, Wallace manipulates the vote, leading to Dot's humiliation and anger upon discovery of his deception. Fleeing in a plane reminiscent of Mary's mother, Adelaide, finds herself overwhelmed by the empty sky and the plane's turbulent flight as it skywrites her name above the dispersing crowds. Upon landing, returns to her mother, the lone figure awaiting her, and her home. The prolonged drought finally breaks with a gentle rain, symbolizing a newfound sense of renewal and reconciliation. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.